Mental Health Torture, Part 2. Let's stop playing bad cop versus good cop with the life of ordinary people. Everywhere we are, it is time to pay more attention to our mental health issues affecting our people. We are in a cock-up situation. People are trying their best, and people are dying on a daily basis all over the world as the result of a most dangerous coronavirus. We are already testing the pain of death and expecting hard time to fall after we defeat the war on coronavirus. Let's try to be safe. Play safe. We can do it. Do it for yourself, for the elders, for our children, for our grandchildren. Let's be kind to one another. Now is the time to dig deep inside and be vigilant, but not going out beating people just to satisfy your own madness as police, military organs, or local defense forces. You, as the police, your duty is to help people, is to keep peace, is to make sure that all of our people, all of us, live comfortably. Through this testing moment, which is very hard for everyone. You don't have to turn yourself into a silent killer. Who want to help coronavirus to finish us all. Why do you want to turn to be corona yourself while your job is to help people and to keep peace? But instead, you just go around beating up people. Remember, the job we are enjoying is being paid for by taxpayers. And it's the same people you are beating up on the street, the same people you are killing their children and calling it a stray bullet that killed that kids. They are paying tax. And that tax is paying your salary. And that salary is making you comfortable with your family while you go on the streets like wild leopards and you kill someone else's son or daughter or mother or father. It has to stop. The same people you are beating are the people paying your salaries. We shall never forget you, but make sure that when the time comes, you will pay for your bad behaviors. We all need one another if we want to survive the coronavirus. We all need one another. We need to avoid forcing our people to live in fear. Don't let fear add more pressure to our mental health, which is another killer just sitting around the corner waiting to strike when the coronavirus is over. Let's share the little we have with our families, with our neighbors, and those around us who need it most. We all know that in Uganda of today, nothing is for free. To you, the businessmen and women, those who have enough should try to share with those who have nothing. Let's try to forget that habit. Let's try to forget that habit, that every man is for himself and God is for all of us. Some people think that God is coming back to help you. But let me be honest. God help those who help themselves. Let me be clear. Coronavirus is not a friendly disease. Let's not downplay the danger. Of coronavirus. I hope you're listening. Whether you're a law enforcement officer, whether you're an ordinary man, or whether you're a businessman. The virus does not care whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Catholic, whether you're a Protestant. born again or you believe in 𝙁𝙊𝙇 𝙁𝙗𝙗𝙘. I heard some of you say that you are Dunlop. The coronavirus will not affect you. But you are wrong. The virus can strike anywhere, any place, and anyone. And it strikes without notice. Here where I am, we are trying to maintain social distance guidelines until the war on coronavirus is over. Let's be disciplined and respect the regulation in place. We have seen a lot of people dying. Please try to be safe and try to appreciate one another at this moment of needs. We all need one another. Those with money, they should also try to do their best and contribute to the cause, or to have friends or family or your neighbor or your relatives. Make sure they are okay. If they need help, try to be generous. Keep one another in vision. Check on them if you can. If you keep the 2 meter or the 1.5 meter distance, check on them because we need one another. We know that most of the service units are closed. Traveling is limited. But giving a bit of attention to one another help reduce mental issues that individuals are going through. We are all scared. There's nobody who can tell you that they're not scared. We are all scared. Everybody's scared. Let's not think of economic disaster that will follow after coronavirus. Let's focus now on corona that is terrorizing our people. We shall deal with the economy effects backfire later. Let me come back to mental torture and how it is going to affect all of us. Those who are peddled through psychological trauma in the past, and those who are peddling through psychological trauma now, or those who went through the Ebola outbreak in 𝙏𝙝𝙖𝙣, northern Uganda, and now to add insult to injury, you are going through the pain of of coronavirus once again. It is hard. It is going to bring back the memories of Ebola in Gulu. But with a little love, we can win the war. Let's forget our differences. Let's forget our differences and join hands. Let's work as one to defeat the enemy, at least for a while. Let's forget politics and focus on avoiding mental health torture. If we want to defeat coronavirus, the worst enemy we know, we should try to work as one people. But not forcefully closing shops. You can take your time as law enforcement to explain things to those shop owners. The necessity why we want them to close their shops to prevent the spread of coronavirus. But talk to them. Don't go around beating people using that brutal method of beating people on the street. In other countries around the world, you cannot even treat a cow, a dog, or a goat with beating. You'll be taken to court and charged. With mishandling animals. So if you begin to use your brain as law enforcement officers or those people giving orders to you to go and behave in a brutal way, you should understand that what you are doing now is going to have a lasting effect on the person you are beating, their families, their friends, their children, and in the long run, it will turn into a mental health sickness. It is time we extend helping hand so that we can pedal through the pain, fear that most of us are going through. I heard some people saying that they want non-government organization to come back to help people, because a lot of people will die of hunger. God forbid. Those pastors don't know what they're talking about. living on handout is not fine. We have the land. Why can't we grow our own food rather than living on handover from non-government organization that depends on donation? And let me tell you something. Those people who are offering you assistance, they are also going around collecting money from people who have worked so hard, and still they give them a little bit to share with you. And that system of non-government organization is making our people lazy. It's making our people to run to cities. Nobody wants to stay in the village anymore, where you can grow your own food and you can eat comfortably and you can be a person. Our ancestors brought us up by using the land they have. They didn't have a lot of money, but they managed. But today, we have the 𝙏𝙗𝙖𝙣 of the president who only want to live only in town, moving around, putting on nice dresses, and then they think there's somebody. There is a wrong attitude. When you don't understand where the NGOs get their funding, then you can say, oh, I need them to come back because they will give me something free. But let me tell you something. We don't have to become beggars in our own land. We have abundant opportunity to produce our own food. We really don't need an offer from abroad. Those type of pastors who want to make our busy and try to abandon our cultural way of life should be locked out of Uganda. We don't need parasite. Let's just ask those pastors a simple question. How did our ancestors survive all those years without an offer from non-government organizations? How did they survive? They had no tractors. They had no money. But they managed to bring us up to become what we are today, with abundant knowledge from birth. They work very hard, combining digging in their own land and probably the little job they had is already after independence, and they brought us up. Let's try to get our life back. Where it was before the war, before the camp, and before becoming beggars in our own land. before becoming beggars in our land. We keep saying that the government should do that the government should do that. But the government anywhere in the world is not going to give you food on a silver plate if you don't work. You have to work for it. You have to work real hard, not loitering in the town, municipality, city, or gluing yourself in Gulu town or municipality, where you want to be fed free, enjoying easy life. But let me be clear, you are slapping yourself at the back while you have nothing. There are those who sold their land and bought a border, and you have no home. When that border gets spoiled and you have no income to repair it, you will become homeless with nowhere to go. You have then uprooted a whole pumpkin in a whole homestead. You have a saying that whether you are living a home, don't try to root the pumpkins in the home. My message to those pastors who lived on an orphan, let me tell you, an orphan will never bring the development. Instead, will add more fire to poverty. You as the pastor should be doing more to fight mental health torture. You should be doing more to make sure that in future we don't have a lot of mental health sickness. You know very well that a beggar will always remain a beggar. And the mental health issues they will go through may lead to suicide. Don't expect the government to give you everything you want. You have to fight hard. You have to work hard and make a life for yourself. Don't depend on an offer from non-government organization because you love easy life, slapping yourself on the back while you have nothing. It is time to give yourself a helping hand. If you want to beat mental health torture around you, if you don't dump that mindset that God is coming down to solve your mess, you are wrong. Because even thieves will leave you where you are, standing, and nothing will change. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against God. I have nothing against belief. You can believe in whatever you want. You can believe in any religion you want. Something that fits your egos. But please, keep your God to yourself. Because there are some people who may not need a part of it because they look at it differently. If you want to keep praying for the Almighty to come out and rescue you, I wish you all the best. But at least try to take care of your mental health issues. It is important that you and the people around you stay safe. But the mental health torture which is being applied now on the people of Uganda is going to turn into a mental health sickness that will need a lot of planning, a lot of money to cure that sickness. Thanks you for listening. I will be back.